Hello Glamour Ghouls and welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Midge Munster and on this channel we do all things campy, kooky, glamorous, and spooky. Merry Creepmas! I am so excited to finally be doing some Creepmas content. This has been in the making for a few weeks and I was kind of piecing together all the pieces I needed to make this vision into a reality. And today is the day. I am so excited. As you can probably see behind me, you'll recognize my hutch in my dining room from the Halloween witch decor video. So how I decided to celebrate Creepmas this year is to designate a specific room in my home to my Creepmas decor, because I do still love my kitschy Christmas and I wanted to have my new silver tree out in the living room and have space for all my pastel, kitschy, vintage Christmas goodness. But I did want to still have a space in my house that was keeping it creepy all Christmas long. So I decided that my dining room would be the perfect place to have my Creepmas tree and my Creepmas decor. The palette in here is very neutral. It's all like black and white, so it's very easy for me to play off of the colors that are already in here to make a really solid Creepmas display. And I have always wanted a Christmas tree that faces the street. And our living room is in like the back of our house, so where we put our Christmas tree is not visible anywhere from the outside of our house. But now that I have my silver tree and my black tree from Treetopia, I have the means to put another tree out front here. Our dining room window faces the front of our house, and so I do already have my black tree set up in here. I love the way this looks from the front of my house, looking in at night, seeing the tree sparkling in the window. It makes me so happy, and it's going to be even better once we get our Creepmas ornaments on the tree. So for today's video, I am going to talk to you a little bit about what inspired this display. We do have a ton of kind of crafting and DIY things to do today for this project. Y'all have seemed to really enjoy some of the more crafty things we've been doing on the channel, and that makes me so happy because I love to craft. I think of myself as being a pretty creative person, and I get these kind of wild hairs and I like to make things when I can't find what I want. And today is going to be a great example of that. But the first thing I want to do is talk to you about my inspiration for this display. Originally, I had thought about doing, you know, kind of the typical Nightmare Before Christmas type Creepmas display, but I actually have been getting a lot of comments asking, how do I make Christmas spooky without doing Nightmare Before Christmas? And I took that as a challenge to see how I could stretch my creativity and figure out different ways to do Christmas in a creepy way. And then I remembered this story I had heard a couple of years ago, and so I went digging and did some research. So I found a few different versions of this story, but they're all the same idea. It seems to have originated in the Ukraine, and it is about this widow who does not have money to decorate her Christmas tree that year. And she and her children go to sleep, and the next morning they wake up and the spiders in their home have decorated their tree with their webs. And the children like throw open the curtains in the morning sun and the tree sparkles silver and gold with all these spider webs. That story makes me so excited. It like makes my heart warm to think about. I have always, you guys know, I mean, look at the dress. I love spider webs. I think they're beautiful. And this story is the perfect merging of creepy and Christmas, and it finds that place where like the spooky or macabre becomes beautiful, and that's one of my favorite, that's like my sweet spot. And so my understanding is that to this day in the Ukraine, it is good luck to put a Christmas spider or a spider web ornament on your tree to bring good luck in the new year. If you are from the Ukraine or any country that has this folktale and you're familiar with this is something you grew up with, I would love for you to leave me a comment in the description box and talk to me a bit more about this. But also, this is said to be the legend that tinsel comes from. And that made me even more excited because loose tinsel like that is so kitschy and so vintage. Like when I think of a 1950s or 60s Christmas tree, it is decked just like glowing in tinsel icicles. And so I was very excited about that, and I did find some tinsel for my tree. So I'm very excited to use this. I've never used loose tinsel before. I know it can be really, really messy, but I think it's gonna be worth it. But anyway, I wanted to take this story, this folktale, and kind of run with it and expand upon it and have this Creepmas display where it looks like everything was kind of decorated by spiders. So let's get into kind of some of the things we're gonna do here today. The first thing we're going to do is make spider ornaments for our tree. And I originally was thinking I might do them like black, like a spider, or like silver, so they would show up on the black tree. But then I found these packs of different size peppermint ornaments. And I thought these would just be really, really cute as little peppermint spiders to add some color and interest to this black tree. So we're gonna make some ornaments, gluing these together and then making some little spider legs out of pipe cleaners. I think those are gonna be really cute. I also got a bunch of silver pipe cleaners. I thought we could try to make some little spider webs to set in the tree with those. And of course, now, as you know from my witch dining room at Halloween, my new favorite thing to do is cover the backs of this hutch with different paper and things to get it to fit whatever theme I'm doing. I was so excited to find these packs of very like goth Christmas spooky wrapping paper at Target and Walmart this year. We've got some black with candy canes and stripes. I found this one that is candy cane striped and has like a black stripe running through it. So I have all these different paper options. I figure we could do a different paper in each three types of paper in the back of the hutch for some interest. And then I thought we would take what other papers we don't use and wrap some of my like canvases and things up like presents to hang around the room. And then the last little craft I have is actually something that's been a long time in the making. I bought this stack of white jack-o'-lanterns at Halloween time at home. I saw them and thought I need to buy that now because I'm going to want them at Christmas. I thought this would make the cutest little spooky snowman. So we're gonna just do a very simple kind of felt craft, make him a little hat, a scarf to go right here, and some little like stick arms, and we'll have ourselves a little jack-o'-lantern snowman to put out. I think that's gonna be really, really cute, and it lights up. It does have like a plug in the back. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's gonna turn out beautiful. But let's go ahead and dive into these projects. We have a lot to get through today, and I don't wanna miss a beat. So we're going to start out with our peppermint spiders, and I will show you how we're gonna make those. Let's scoot on down to the end of the table and we'll get crafting. So what you're going to need for these spider ornaments is a glue gun, some pipe cleaners, color of your choice, and a couple different sizes of ornaments. I started out by taking the hook off of the smaller ornament, and you're going to leave the hook on the big one. That's how we're going to hang them. And then you're just going to hot glue these two pieces together. This is very, very simple. Just put a big dot of glue on there, spin it around a couple times to get rid of the strings from your hot glue gun, and then just press these together and hold it for a few seconds while the glue sets. Then to make the legs, we're going to take 4 pipe cleaners and just twist them here in the middle to get them all connected to one another. This is going to give you a little set of 8 legs. So go ahead and fan these out, and then you're going to hot glue it in the crevice between the 2 ornaments there onto the spider. Once you get it all set up, you're going to hold this until it sets. Once again, of course, being mindful of your fingers. If y'all remember, I burned myself really, really badly at Halloween with the moss for the back of the hutch, so definitely take care there. But then you're just going to bend the ends of each of the legs and create this little spider ornament. Now that we have our spiders all set up, let's get a quick word from today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Warby Parker. I cannot believe it is already the end of the year. Where did 2021 go? I'm still trying to like wrap my brain around the fact that I'm making Christmas content already. Time just flies by this time of the year, so be sure that you don't let your FSA and HSA go to waste. Instead, put them to good use with Warby Parker prescription eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and even eye exams. Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care both online and in stores, with glasses starting at just $95 including prescription lenses. What I personally love about Warby Parker is their free at-home try-on program. This allows me to order 5 pairs of glasses for free to try on at home for 5 days with no obligation to buy. And because it ships for free and comes with a prepaid return label, it's completely hassle-free, and I get the experience of going into an optical shop and trying on multiple pairs of glasses without ever leaving my home. Something else I really loved was that on the website, it shows you the width of the different frames. And I have a particularly wide face, so I didn't even bother ordering frames that weren't a good width for my face, and that helped me narrow down very quickly what I wanted to try on. Here are the 5 pairs I ordered. I was really happy to see that Warby has the option to select the style of frame when you're shopping. I love a cat eye style because it gives that vintage look, so you'll see I have several cat eye pairs here, but because I got to try these on and just have a little bit of fun, I also went a bit outside my comfort zone and tried some round pairs, and I was pleasantly surprised with how they looked on my face. So if you would like to try 5 pairs of glasses at your home for free, you can head to the link in my description box or go to warbyparker.com/Midge Munster. Thank you so much to Warby Parker for sponsoring today's video. Now let's get back to the Creepmas decor. So now that we've made our little spiders and they are on their way, we are going to make them some webs. This is a super fun and easy little craft. You could definitely do this with kiddos. You're just going to take 3 pipe cleaners to start and kind of cross them over each other in a little star pattern like this. Then just twist them together in the middle like we did with the spider legs to connect them all. And then you're going to just kind of lay it out flat, get them spread correctly again. And then you're just going to take additional pipe cleaners and slowly work your way around, connecting them to the points by just wrapping them around once like this. And you just do this over and over again. I will say here, you'll see that I started with the outside of the web and I did find out pretty quickly after making about 12 of these that starting with the inner circle is definitely the way to go, so that you don't have to go back through and like weave it through the holes here. But yeah, you just take the pipe cleaner, leaving a little bit of slack between each contact point so that it will kind of dip to create that web effect. And when you run out of pipe cleaner in one spot, you can just twist it off like that to, allow it to look uniform. And then you're done. You can fold over the little top there to make a hook if you want, but these do set in the tree pretty easily on their own. Now with all of our ornaments done, I started getting to work on the tinsel, and as you can see, I was instantly overwhelmed. I have never used tinsel like this before, and I wasn't really sure what to do. As you can see, I started with this very special technique that I would not recommend, where I was just plopping it and like dragging it through the tree, and I wasn't sure why it looked so bad. But I later found out that you can just take, 4 or 5 strands at a time and drape them over the tree. It ended up looking really great, but it was a journey to get there. Then I moved over and started working on the hutch. Wow, can you believe it? I actually took measurements this time to find the dimensions of each of these spaces. And then I started picking out which papers I wanted to use. I originally was going to use 3, one different one in each slot, but these 2, the Fa La La and the Candy Stripe, went together so well, so I decided to just do those 2. And then I got so excited. So this cardboard was from my Christmas tree packaging, and it happened to fit perfectly in the height of the shelf. So I went to check to see if I had another one, and I did, and I was able to just tape the 2 of these together to create a perfect template for my shelves. That made it really, really easy for me to just lay this template down on the wrapping paper here. This is the candy stripe that I'm working on, but as you can see, it does have this red polka dot on the reverse. That is not the actual paper that we're using. You'll see here in a minute, but I was able to just trace that template on there and then cut it to size and tape this to the back of the hutch. I absolutely loved the way this looked, and I ended up using 2 of the candy stripe on the top and bottom and the fa la la in the middle. You can see the finished product here. I think this looks so good. These papers look great together, and I love that they're a little bit metallic so they reflect the light. This cabinet can get kind of dark, so I liked that added an element of brightness. Since I was already on the floor wrapping, I decided to start working on these presents for the walls. So this is a really simple technique. You can take whatever frames or canvas prints you have around your house and wrap them like a present. But instead of cutting enough paper to go all the way across the back, you just cut enough to barely wrap the sides. And once everything is wrapped up, you would just take some scissors and cut a little slit where the hanger for the picture is, and that allows you to hang it on the wall. And then there you have it, just some cute little presents. You can dress these up with bows or whatever you want. I do show you all the different finished products at the end of the video here. My last DIY for this project is the little snowman jack-o'-lantern. So I started by cutting up some felt. This is another really simple project. I got some stiff black felt for his hat and some kind of more malleable red felt for his scarf. I started by cutting a long red piece for the scarf, and then I'm cutting a tiny hole here for the stem, and then turning this into a large circle for the brim of his hat. I was so happy with how this came together. This was one of those things where I wasn't quite sure how it was going to look until I was, in it, like really in there decorating the project. And I just think this is so cute. I was really happy too because I was able to do this in a way where almost everything except here I'm doing the pipe cleaners. These are left over from the spider web project, and I just cut some little pieces and glued them together to make little stick arms for his sides. But almost everything in this project is just either resting on these jack-o'-lanterns or it is connected to itself with hot glue. So like when I put the scarf on him, I attached the scarf to itself with hot glue. So like everything is removable, basically. If I wanted to ever use these jack-o'-lanterns for Halloween or for any other holiday, I could pretty easily just pop this stuff off. The only thing attached with hot glue to the actual piece are these little arms, and it was just a very tiny dot of hot glue. I don't think it would show up on the piece in any way. But yeah, there he is. He's turning out so cute. I cut a couple bigger pieces for the top of his hat, and then I did end up cutting a thin red piece for a hat band. I just thought he needed a little extra festiveness up top. I am thrilled with the way he turned out. And now that we are all finished with our DIYs, I think it is time for me to show you how our Creepmas display turned out. So without further ado, here is the Creepmas dining room reveal. And that is it for today's video. I really hope you all enjoyed watching me turn my dining room into a lovely Creepmas display. I am so thrilled with how this turned out. It's always strange when you're kind of creating something from nothing that you've never had like a reference point for. There's always that moment where you're like, is this a terrible idea? But I'm thrilled with how everything came together. I think it is festive and cozy and still very spooky. I really could not be more thrilled with how everything turned out. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you are going to try any of the DIYs in today's video. And of course, if you do try them, please tag me over on Instagram at Midge Munster so I can see your creations. I love to see it when y'all take my DIYs and put your own spin on them. Thank you so much again to Warby for sponsoring today's video. Remember that you can check out all the information on them in the description box below. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe to the channel before you leave today. I put out a new video every week and we do a little bit of spooky, a little bit of vintage, a little bit of everything. I would love to have you as a part of our ghoul gang. Thank you all again so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. And until next time, keep it campy, kooky, glamorous, and spooky. Bye!
When we come out to social.